Hello, welcome back to another Vaccinated video. I do apologise in advance for not recording me taking apart this suspension. Obviously I've left the back bit for you guys, which I think is actually properly done.
Like you planned it out.
Like I planned it out, yeah. So we're gonna get back to doing this. Well, I've already took out all the suspension at the front, and I was gonna take out the oil pan now, so I could work a bit easier with it, and it'll save me a bit of time later on. But you know what? Why not? Yeah, let's take the oil pan out. No, I should probably put the oil drain here because I've just filled it up to go and do your thing. So
I know what the oil pan does.
Yeah. What does it do, Elliot?
It's where all the oil goes, and then you can drain it out. Because I googled how to change oil on a car.
Yes, that's right, Elliot. If you didn't know what that was, that was him slapping his chest. His bony chest.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'll have you know my chest has a regular amount of bones.
Okay, it won't let me move. It won't let me move my equipment. Right, so I'll remove the oil pan, which will then allow me access later on to the crankshaft and the pieces. So I'll leave that like that, and then I want to redo all the suspension, so I need to start really with the cross member. So
Elliot's repair shop.
Yeah, Elliot's repair shop. So we have front drive axle and this, so we need just cross member and the front drive axle. So I just need them.
So you know the engine block?
The engine block.
Is that just the engine, or is it all the parts around the engine too?
The engine block is just mainly the engine. So the engine, this isn't the engine block, this is the engine. The engine block is just this bit.
Give me 7 seconds, by the way.
The engine, the engine block is what houses the crankshaft, and then you have the engine head. But altogether, it does come to the engine.
So is the crankshaft the thing that spins and makes it go?
No, the crankshaft.
No.
This is a V8, so 8 pistons are attached to the crankshaft, and you get a revolutions per minute, and then the gearbox, whichever gear you put in, would be how much revolutions per minute the pistons would turn. So
I watched that Top Gear special that one time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When the cars broke down, they started talking about cylinders, and I was like, I have a vague understanding of this.
Yeah, you have the big end and the little end. Oh, I don't. That's not the proper term for it, but.
Is that the technical?
No, that's the mechanic who works in Halford's term for it.
I hope the one person who watches this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, James.
Halford's alone.
Because I know people. So I don't even know what knuckles I need for this car. So because I got 500k, why not buy all of them?
There are knuckles in a car.
No, it's what holds the wheel hubs. So why not buy all of them? So I think
wheel hubs, of course.
I'll just buy new brake powers.
Buy all of them.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes you forget, don't you?
Well, I worked hard for all this money.
I did work hard for it all. I have to do people's cars and then them say like, oh no, that's not right. And then realise that when I type in on Google why this job won't complete, oh no, that mission's glitched. Yeah. So I end up like having to take the car all apart and then just redoing it all. So lower suspension, I'm going to need 2 of them bad boys. I'm going to need some double wishbones, shock absorber, 2 of these bad boys. And God. Get some of them on it, and then gonna need them leaf things anyway later, so I might as well buy them in advance.
Leaf things?
Leaf for the rear suspension. I'm gonna need outer tie rods. I'm gonna need inner tie rods.
I see you buying wishbones.
Yeah, the wishbones. The wishbones. Oh, yeah, and the voodoo doctor man, yeah. I need come for. So to put the springs together, use one of these spring pullers, which makes it so much easier than trying to do it yourself in a garage when it's raining.
So the equivalent of auto loaders.
Yeah, I think so. So we only need 2 of these lads. Once that's done. The reason why I don't have a paint shop yet is because I have to grind my arse off to get the paint shop, and I'm nowhere near getting it yet. Oh mate, I might do actually, because I'm sick of this. Each part you take off and put back on is 1 XP. Look how much more XP I need to get.
Give me 7 seconds.
Lol, just look how much XP I've had so far. 13,155. That means I've taken off and put back on 13,159 components.
How many hours have you got in this game?
43. So these lower suspension arms require bushings to attach to other components, which are very useful. The better the bushings, the better the connection, and so on. So now I need to buy one of these things, front drive shaft B, and I think I just bought a steering rack. I did. So now I just need a front drive shaft B.
Is it just me who likes the word bushings?
No, I do like the word bushing. bushing.
You'll lose its meaning if you say it that much.
Oh, sorry Elliot, I don't mean to upset you. So I bought that drive shaft thing, so I'm gonna be a brilliant mechanic. I'm just gonna be like, yep, bought that drive shaft thing for you.
I bought them all just in case.
Yeah, I didn't know what your car was, so I just bought all the engine blocks. One will fit, right?
Yeah, those suspension shock things, are they like add-ons?
What do you mean are they add-ons?
Like, are they essential part, or are they sort of like extra shit you can get?
Right, so you're asking me if the springs, basically, these shock absorber things, are essential.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go head first for your windshield when you go over a rock, then yeah, I'd imagine so.
Well, I thought that's what the springs were for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought the shock absorbers were like extra fancy. Like
the shock absorbers hold the springs in place. So, like, you know, this knuckle here, when the wheel hits something, it jolts the lower suspension arm, which will then hit the shock absorber, which will obviously absorb the shock from going up. The better the shock absorber, obviously the better whatever you call it, better it drives. Like, the worse you have to endure on your drive. But this is a
just look like some add-on.
This is a Defender, so to be honest with you, you don't really need good suspension because it just bounces all over the place anyway.
Turn it into some Flintstone car.
I could do, yeah. So obviously just attach the rest of this. We'll be covering both suspension, so rear and front. I don't know what you call front, so front. Do you call front or front? Yeah.
Yes.
Didn't know if it was like a rear and front, like duo type thing. So.
Right. It sounded like you're trying to think of a word other than front, which could replace it.
Yeah, I kind of was, to be honest. So, get these front wheel hubs and then
How did you buy?
I kind of got a bit lost in the moment, really, buying them, and I just
Buy 8.
Yeah. So get the wheel hub, and then you get the front drive axle, which I haven't bought yet, so I need to get.
It says it's ventilated. What is that? Anything special?
To be honest with you, mate, couldn't tell you. I think the idea is that a standard one is not ventilated.
It's a piece of metal.
When I thought of ventilated, I don't know if it's not showing, but when I think of ventilated, I think it has like grooves in the brake disc. For they're a bit more expensive, the ventilated ones, and a bit better quality, but I don't know. That's why I think.
So does it have like nothing to do with airflow?
No, I don't know. It might be. You're probably right. It probably does have something to do with airflow, but I'm a bit of a muppet and I don't really know. So I put these brake pads on, and then put the calipers on. So once the calipers are on, let's put the wheel on. So we can, we've done pretty much all this front suspension now. We don't need to put the oil pan back on yet, and we don't need to put the oil filter on yet, because we'll save that all for when we do the engine conversion. So now we'll just put the new tyres back on, because we can, and we don't need to take them off ever again. And now we should have a perfectly fine and perfect front suspension setup. It should be fine. So there you go. There's this front suspension sorted. I think. That looks right. So now we want to do the rear suspension, which is relatively easy because the rear suspension is just a leaf system. So this will be able to be sorted relatively quickly. And I think either me or Elliot has been disconnected from the Discord. So I'm just going to cut this out and then I'll be back when this is sorted. Hello, welcome back. Sorry, my Wi-Fi just died. It didn't really. And so we were carrying on from doing this, and Elliot is now back with us, even though I did say he was dead. So I'm gonna try and do this fairly quickly. So I just want to remove these rear shock absorbers, and then once you do that, you remove these leaf spring bolts. These keep the this bracket on the bottom on here, and then you want to move that, and then you want to move the bushings off there. And you can imagine this is a big spring, basically. Yeah, bounces, and that's why the Defender uses them. I think one of your Elliot's a bit of a military nut, to be honest, and
right, you say so.
Yeah, I'd call you a military nut. You want to join the RAF reserves, don't you?
No.
Oh, you did you? Until you had that interview, and then it's
really? Fuck the employer, tell them about it. No, but then I think they have to conform by law.
Who's this?
They can't say no, you can't do it.
Oh, right.
They just sort of have to go with it.
Yeah, but your guy could have been like, "Oh, I know a better army you could join, mate." To be honest, he was a good lad. He gave me. We both went to Manchester together, and I thought I was just gonna have to wait in the reception room for him. And then the guy was like, "Oh no, it's alright, mate. Come in." And then basically,
come follow me.
Yeah, come follow me. So I could follow this guy with Elliot into this room. And he's like, "Yeah, just go help yourself to a bunch of biscuits, basically." I've already bought them.
And then he went, "No, I'll show you how to use the coffee machine."
Oh, and then I just walked over.
You're like, "No, it's okay. It's okay. I can figure it out."
It's a coffee machine. Down in Subway. I go there often enough. So. Sorted myself out a cup of hot chocolate. Sat down, and he's like, "Yeah, there's biscuits there, mate." And I thought, "Oh, he's done the he's just starved the whole company from bloody biscuits." Yes. So obviously goes the biscuit. Goes the biscuit box. Took a couple of hobnobs, and then a couple of minutes later he went out, didn't he? For you.
Yeah.
What did he do? He
took me national insurance and passport to photocopy it.
Yeah.
Identity theft, everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, he went and did that, and then while he was out, I went and helped myself to about 13 biscuits, probably. So I was.
So one after the other, just quick before he comes back.
Whilst a load of people who actually worked there were just walking past, watching me basically sit on a windowsill drinking coffee.
And there was that guy getting arrested.
Yeah, and there was a guy getting arrested. Like on the bottom floor, which is.
I was like, where? Like looking out the window, and then he comes back up. Been sat the entire time, mate. Don't know what you're talking about.
So Elliot looked like a bit of a muppet while I was eating all the food that the company had.
You could do it subtly. I had to get up because I couldn't see. You can tell I value progress in life.
He was serious about this job. And then the best part was when we were coming home, wasn't it? You know, I felt bad for him. You know, the guy who was screaming next to you on the tram.
He's going, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
He's pissing.
He was what? I didn't know if that was a health condition or not, Elliot. Has my Wi-Fi just died again? I swear. So now we're gonna need some wheel hubs. I think it was the wheel hub 3. So we'll get some of these wheel hubs. There we are, 2 of them. Got 2 of them bad boys, and then we'll want to go attach these wheel hubs into here. Yep, my Wi-Fi's died. I'll cut back when my Wi-Fi is once again alive, so I'll see you in a minute. Anyway, welcome
Cut me some
back
slack.
to rear wheel suspension after multiple events of my Wi-Fi dying because of someone trying to sort out sort out a bloody link to turn off the TV. He doesn't even need it, so I don't know why he's doing it. But anyway,
Maybe he wants it.
yeah, I don't care.
Don't you? Yeah.
Well, it comes to the point, you know, you're a, if you didn't know, Elliot's a bit of a tree hugger, and he loves the environment, and he doesn't think that I should be driving cars which needs to be refilled every 5 minutes. So,
I never said that.
right, okay, that's fine then. You can pay for. If are we going to be carpooling any time?
Don't know.
Right, if we're going to be
I'm not far
carpooling, you need to owe me around like, I think it's £32 a day. So yeah. So anyway, the rear suspension has been completed, and that's how that stuff works. So now we should have much better suspension for this car, and the way to test that is to, once again, I would say go and try it on the test track, but I haven't got the thingy. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and you'll
So
see
I
in the
can buy
next
the
video
DLC.
for the engine.